All right, stream is live. So, welcome back for a second edition tonight on Sunday for Ranger Radio's coverage of Major League. Here in the commentating booth with me tonight is Holdma Balls. Holdma, say hello to the nice ladies and gentlemen.
Hello
Hello
to the nice ladies and gentlemen.
to the nice ladies and gentlemen. Fail. Falafel. A little bit of wordplay on Flail's name. So it looks like we have both teams ready to go here. Rollin Golden Boulders will be on blue, starting with an initial lineup. It looks like a Private Major and Ibis on defense, where they're really locking things down. And Carp and Nakoba on O. Carp had a very exciting cap on Star last week, wound up making the top 10. And then on red, we have the 4 O's of the ApocEllipse. Flail, Carl with a K, or is it Carl with a K or Carl with a K? I've never really figured that out. Lipsy and J Gibbs are in for the 4 O's. So, Holdma, what are you expecting to see out of this match?
I'm going to be keeping my eyes focused on the Lipsy versus Ibis matchup. Those are two very, very good players. Not taking away anything from any of the other guys, but definitely Lipsy and Ibis stand out.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. I've had the pleasure of streaming a few RGB games, and Private Major and Ibis, the way that they work together on D, it's being a defensive player myself, it's just kind of good training for me to be able to watch them play.
Oh, absolutely. And Nakoba's got very shifty jukes. Carl with a K is very solid on defense, really coming into his own this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Carl was a beast in Novice League, so it was good to see him be able to come up and now he's getting some majors minutes, so very outstanding.
And here we go.
All right, so we are live.
1.
Looks like a rolling bomb in each base.
Yeah!
Nakoba and Lipsy able to grab rolling bombs for their respective side.
Interesting strategy, grabbing on his own right there. Instead of waiting for Lipsy with the rolling bomb.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lipsy's going to grab and run straight into a brick wall called Ibis. J Gibbs now waiting for his offensive partner to get back before attempting another grab.
Nakoba able to get out there. Good rolling off of Flail.
All right, so Carp's going to see if he can boost past J Gibbs, just not able to do it, hesitating a little bit too long. J Gibbs able to get the return.
Yeah, and that's huge because a regrab chain on this map can mean the difference between winning and losing.
Absolutely. Last game I had the pleasure of commentating earlier tonight. The Ghost Boosters started doing that against the All Caps, and they wound up winning 11-0. So definitely very.
I'm well aware. I'm
yeah, I'm
on
sure
Myth Boosters. Yeah.
I'm sure you are. You had a chance to watch that firsthand.
Huge block right there.
Yeah, PM and Ibis just trying to do what they can to set up blocks there, but with all the red balls there, just not able to provide enough space there for a cap.
Carp trying to learn his lesson from before, but noob spikes himself.
8.5 minutes left to go, still scoreless on Star.
Good handoff strat.
Yeah, Lipsy with an opportunity here. He's going to have to buy some time. Carl with the K pushing Ibis into a spike, so Lipsy had a lot of time near flag, but Nakoba is just not going to be chased down that easily.
Private Major with a solid one-on-one. Big opportunity for Ibis to get the reset.
All right, another round of pop spawning. Nakoba able to grab Juke Juice for his side. Carp just being patient here as nobody's really chasing him just yet. Now Flail coming in a little bit hot, and Carp makes a nice move around J Gibbs to stay alive. Private Major probably telling Carp there's a rolling bomb up there for him to grab if he can get past Carl. But Carl winds up boosting him into a spike and getting returned the hard way.
Interesting scenario right now for Nakoba.
Yeah, Nakoba playing it really safe, waiting for his team to get regrabbed. There was a little bit of a dangerous situation there. Lipsy was returned for cap for probably about 5 or 6 seconds.
Oh, again with the new spikes. Lots going on in this game.
Another round of pop spawning. Nice juicy TagPro sitting unattended. Ibis is going to go scoop that up.
I don't think Nakoba realizes how late top left is, and or maybe he just wanted to draw flail in.
Yeah, no, I think your first instinct was right there. I think he might have been thinking he could camp out for that pop, but
Carl with a K playing pretty solid offense. Something
Carl returned for cap opportunity here and does able to hold on just long enough. Carp getting returned just in time for
Private
Carl
Major
to be
looking
able to
like
get
he
a
can
cap.
try to get that return cap, but Carp gets bombed out.
So Jay Gibbs ahead of 3. Nakoba's able to get around Flail and Carl, but not Lipsy. And Ibis quickly flaccid, so
Both
red
teams
flag,
reset.
nice and safe. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing from the 4-0s so far. I don't know about you, but this this 4-0s team looks like they've learned some things over the last few weeks.
Yeah, and this map is the ultimate, test of that because, there you only lose by making mistakes on this map. You're not gonna just go out there and take it to them unless something's really going wrong for a team.
So Carp with the TagPro in red base, and ultimately he gets bombed away, but just everybody manages to die for the 4-0s. So Nakoba should be able to walk this in. Jay Gibbs tries a last-minute bomb snipe attempt, but just not quite on target. And the Rolling Golden Boulders have tied it up 1-1.
And that's all it takes. One TagPro. Which is why Nakoba is waiting for the power up way early right
Yeah, a
there.
little bit early, yeah. And Jay Gibbs comes and steals that TagPro from him. No rewards for being early for Nakoba. Jay Gibbs with the TagPro for a few more seconds, just trying to help Lipsy to get out of base here before it expires. And
Again, trying for the noob spike. Flail is letting Lipsy know that there's a rolling bomb up there, but he's just going to go for it.
I think he's going to go
Oh,
grab that RB now.
yeah. Changes his mind. Risky decision on a map that plays so fast for as far as getting reset, but it
And
pays off.
rewarded for it. Yeah, 2-1 lead. So good patience there by Lipsy, waiting to grab that rolling bomb. And he was able to draw a Carp up there. So nice blocks there. Jay Gibbs able to get a regrab cap. Really. That one looked easy. Lipsy trying to get around PM, not able to do it. Sorry, go ahead, Holma.
No, that was all I was gonna say. Carp with one to beat. Lipsy playing the block. Carp not able.
Nice blocks there for Ibis and PM, creating a pathway there for a counter cap. So now narrowed the lead to 1 for the 4-0s, up 3-2 with 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Jay
Here's
Gibbs out
Jaden's.
ahead of 3. He doesn't quite take that boost the right way, though, and not able to get past PM. So opportunity
Flail
missed
with the
there.
TagPro though.
Okay, this could be an opportunity here. Just not able to get
Huge
there in
save.
time. Good timing there for Ibis, arriving in the nick of time.
Risky boost, but kind of the only option he had.
Yeah. Ibis
Great.
saying not in my house.
Yeah, great reset by Blue right there.
Juke spawning. Jay Gibbs says, don't mind if I do. Goes and grabs it. The top left pop significantly later, so nobody quite fighting for that one just yet, but Nakoba's going to start inching that direction. And now Flail joining him in the fight.
Carp might be lagging out up there. He went into a spike earlier.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, he's gone. So we might see a sub here, and Lipsy trying to take advantage, but the rolling bomb. Lipsy's still going to be able to work this one in. Nice job for the 4-0s being patient there.
Looks like Swergonomics
Swergonometrics.
is coming
Did you
in.
ever have to? Do you ever have to take econometrics?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
I took that. I took that in college too. Swergonometrics. Let's just call him that for the rest of the game.
I'm happy to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the scouting report on Swerg?
Swergonometrics. Well, I will say that econometrics was the hardest econ class that I took. Everybody failed. I mean, literally everybody failed. So I'm going to say that Swergonometrics, very challenging opponent.
I
Nakoba able to get around Jay Gibbs, and the blocks are real. The blocks. Oh, Nakoba.
Jay Gibbs had the angle right there just
Yeah.
by enough.
Yeah, that was smart by Nakoba not going for the flag because I don't think he was going to make it. But
Swerg on top of power up. Swergonometrics on top of power ups. Coming into the game late. That could be a huge thing for that team.
yeah, absolutely. I think to answer your original question as far as the scouting report, I mean, Sword got a lot of minutes last week, and he did very well. When he got those minutes, Jay Gibbs able to walk that one in. Nakoba taking the top boost, but missing it a little bit. Winds up boosting into the block, not able to get
Yeah,
in front.
it would have been close.
I think he, from a timing standpoint, probably would have gotten there first, but just doesn't take the right angle. Which is tough because when you have to get there right now, you can't really take your time lining up that boost. You just kind of have to hit it right.
Private
So
Major
another,
doing a great job staying on the preventing the handoff right there.
yeah, absolutely. So 19 seconds left to go in this first half, but 4 O's with a very impressive showing so far. Swergonometrics walking into a spike bottom. Could this be an opportunity for RGB to narrow the lead to 2? Looks like it. They've got 2 balls to work against. The blocks are real. PM with a nice block against Jay Gibbs. So Jay Gibbs will emerge with the kept flag, but otherwise, this half went just in general to the 4 O's, who very, at least to me, surprising 5-3 lead so far on Star.
A lot of prevent. That's interesting to see because you don't see too many quick caps on this map. That's a lot of hold usually. So we'll see what comes in the second half.
All right, so a little bit of commentary on beer. Last game I commented earlier tonight, I was drinking a Ballast Point Grapefruit Sculpin. I'm about to finish the last gulps of that, and I just opened a bomber of Galaxy Hero. Galaxy Hero is made by Revolution, which those of you who are either local to Chicago or familiar with Chicago beer can tell you that this is part of the anti-hero series. Each of the different hero beers uses a different hop as their primary hop, and Galaxy Hero, of course, using Galaxy hops. So this is one of my favorites. Holden, I think you'd said you had this beer before. What was your impression of it?
Pretty powerful. Good flavor. Lots of it. Not the norm in terms of my beer taste, but I definitely enjoyed that one.
You more of like a dark, kind of like porter stout kind of guy, or?
I mean I do stick to IPAs a lot, but
Oh, okay. But as
you know,
IPAs go, it's not one of your favorites.
yeah,
Okay.
I do enjoy it, but it's not like the standard IPA that I'll go for. I go for the less hoppy IPAs.
Okay. Gotcha. So a couple of notes on Galaxy Hero. 6.6 alcohol per volume. Like I said, Galaxy hops are the main hop here. This is a beer that doesn't always sit on shelves. They'll have small releases of it and it'll kind of disappear. So I saw this the other day at like a local liquor store near my house and wasn't actually going in to grab this beer, but I saw it, so I grabbed it, and it was a good thing I did because like other people are like, "How'd you find one?" They disappear so quickly.
Right. I actually had a Chicago beer earlier today, the 312 Goose Island.
Which one? Which Goose Island beer?
Just
Just a
the
regular
312.
312. Okay,
Yep.
because they make a few different varieties of 312. What'd you think of it? Is that one that you've had before, or?
Yeah, I went to school in the Midwest, so I'm definitely familiar with it. It's smooth beer, kind of fruity flavor, and drinks really well.
All right, so I'll provide some tasting notes on this in just a moment. We'll jump over to our Twitch chat, see if we have any commentary over there. So, why is he called Ranger? Question from the real Riho 2000. Um, I don't know why I'm called Ranger. Nobody really asks me that, but why did I pick this name? So when I first signed up for TagPro, I didn't really have like a username in mind because I didn't really think I was gonna be like around for a while. I just figured it was like a dumb web game, so it didn't really matter what I called myself. But
Yeah, I know how that feels.
so I wound up right before my first season of Novice League. So this is around I guess June or whatever. Like last minute, I'm like I'm just trying to come up with a name, and I knew that I wanted to focus on defense. So I wanted some kind of a name that sort of implied, like you're not going to be able to get out against me. I'm going to track you down. And then I thought about Texas Rangers and like that song with, fucking Chuck Norris. And like, I was like, I kind of want to be like the Chuck Norris attack, So I picked the name Ranger, but I mean, it kind of backfired because now people are like, oh, hey man, you a fan of like the Texas Rangers baseball team or like the New York Rangers hockey team? Or, it's like they think it means something else that it doesn't mean, are you a park ranger? Like, are you an actual ranger? Are you a big fan of Lord of the Rings? Like, I get all these questions that are totally irrelevant. So, kind of backfired.
Yeah,
So, Holdma, where'd your name come from?
so there's a little expression that a lot of bros and douchebags like to say called "hold my dick," and it stemmed from it possibly stemmed from Marshawn Lynch, the running back for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Skittles.
yeah. He, one day scored a touchdown, grabbed his dick, and from there it became kind of a thing for people to say "hold my dick," and I liked all the ball puns that I was seeing, so I just threw it in there, and that was that.
All right. So, we are live. Currently a 5-3 lead for the 4-O's who are now on blue. And RGB on red. Swerg not quite able to get past CalcPie314. So, do want to make sure we comment on that sub for the 4-O's. Nakoba trying to walk it in there. Good blocks there in place by Ibis and PM against Jay Gibbs, who had a juke juice. So just barely catching the edge of the flag taw there. That was a really nice cap for Rollin Golden Boulders, who've narrowed the lead to one.
Yeah, very well done by Nakoba using his momentum to turn the corner too.
Absolutely. So Private Major getting tracked down there. So CalcPie314, it's somebody I'm not familiar with. Was that a recent pickup?
I'm not entirely sure, but I do remember him in tryouts earlier this season. He played pretty well. He's a very solid defender and can carry the flag as well.
Nice. And CalcPie indeed getting a return there against Nakoba. Private Major biding his time top.
Lipsy patiently waiting on his side, not having to deal with many chasers in the past minute or so.
Yeah, he's being real patient. Kind of interesting. Nobody's really been chasing him.
Yeah, I would if I were him, I would consider a kiss in that scenario if it helps get a reset for that defense.
So Nakoba going to have to take another quick lap here as there's 3 blue balls in front of him. The blocks still aren't quite there, but Nakoba able to get around past Flail. Wow, good trust from Nakoba there, knowing that if he could get that first juke, that Ibis and PM would be able to get the return. Nice cap there from the Rollin Golden Boulders, who have tied the match at 5.
I am somewhat surprised that Carl with a K was taken out because of how well he played in that first half.
Yeah, it kind of almost makes me wonder if he started to have lag issues towards the end.
It's definitely possible.
That'll be a good question to
Nakoba with an
pose.
opportunity because Flail's getting a power up, but Flail gets back in time. Nakoba didn't push it.
So CalcPie gets surrounded by the spawns, and a quick double flaccid over in red base.
I'm not
And we
seeing
have a
a lot of
reset.
patience out of blue this game.
Yeah, they had a nice lead there, 5-2 at one point, but now back to a tie. So we'll see if they can find a way to hold on or pull ahead in these last 7.5 minutes.
Jay Gibbs taking the flag without Lipsy using the bomb. Good distraction over there.
Yeah, Ibis took a really nice angle there to contain. And Ibis spiking there to try to allow his teammate to get a nice handoff, but the timing just didn't quite work. Jay Gibbs able to grab a TagPro on his side of the map
Private Major with a rolling bomb
and
and
uses that
uses
to
it
neutralize the
well.
TagPro. Very nice play there. I always enjoy seeing defenders using rolling bombs to to tag offenders.
Jay Gibbs misses the button. Now he's behind 4.
It's going to
Looking
be a
to,
while until there's any pups for him to grab, too.
yeah, looking to stall. Ask for Lipsy to maybe get that button, but looks like Ibis is trying to come back, and he does get the solo return. Gets the
Wow.
reset.
Oh, wow, nice. Nice angle there. Ibis ultimately causing all 3 deaths there with the spike, but that's the right result.
Mm-hmm.
So this
And
looks like this should be a cap here if they can get the blocks in place, but Jay
oh,
Gibbs fighting back against Ibis and manages to get that return. Nice job.
Nakoba looking to get a juke juice, but Flail nails
Nice
him.
boost. That was, I don't think he would have been in his viewport there. I think that was intuition. That snipe was just too well lined up.
Yeah. Just caught him by the back end, too.
And able to grab the pop, so nice pro play there from Flail.
Swerg with a beautiful use of the palm.
So let's see what angle his team tells him to take here. He gets around Lipsy, but now he's working against 3. He's probably going to be a little bit more patient here. He gets around Lipsy, but oh, and the blocks are there. Oh, wow. Flail getting pushed out of the way. Great communication there from RGB, and just good intuition from Private Major and Ibis, knowing which way to shove the offensive D.
Private Major actually blocked CalcPie into a spike to get the second block in on someone.
Flail with a return for cap here. Ibis trying to use the boost to buy a little time and manages to do it. That boost block was pretty impressive from Ibis. That could have saved the cap.
Ooh, pixels right there. Almost a cap for red.
Ibis dancing through the spikes with Jay Gibbs. Jay Gibbs coming up a little bit short on that dance, winds up juking himself into a spike.
Swerg and Private Major were waiting on the other side, and now they're both beat temporarily. But Lipsy turns back, rightfully so, because Nakoba
Yeah, that return
is
wasn't
usually
coming.
good.
Yeah. It was good, good communication or just good instinct to know not to try to head back towards base yet. Kind of looked like maybe Flail was hoping that return could come so he could get another quick flaccid reset. He boosted right towards his own flag.
Swerg avoids the kiss, even knowing Ibis was tracking back, but it almost works out for him. Still avoiding that kiss. It's not in their strat handbook.
Interesting. It's kind of hard to spike yourself on that spike, but it's always interesting when people do it.
Oh yeah,
Like it's almost a skill. Like, can I spike myself on that spike? You know.
Swerg avoids the bomb to get down. Dangerous scenario for red, but
Yeah.
they
We're
get
starting
out
to
of
see
it.
some sloppy play from both teams here, but this could be a cap here, and it looks like it will be. Nakoba able to really take his time getting to that flag. Oh my God, Nakoba, please.
He broke his momentum instead of
Yeah, he
hitting
could
the
have bounced
wall.
off the bottom
Yeah,
wall. He could have.
yeah.
There's a lot he could have done there, but he had so much. Sometimes that's the worst thing is when you have everyone beat and you have so much time to cap, and you feel like you don't really have any urgency to get there as quickly as possible, and then something like that happens and you just feel cheated.
Oh,
Okay,
and
now
that's a cap.
that tag pro grab there probably wasn't the best move there for the 4-0s who just give away a cap there by not having anyone in base.
Quite the turnaround in the second half.
Absolutely. We've seen the tables turned as Rolling Golden Boulders now have a 7-5 lead with just over 2 minutes left to go. 4-0 is trying to figure out what they can do here to grab and get out of base, but just really difficult to do against PM and Ibis. And,
Looks like Jay Gibbs lagged out.
Yeah, he just reset, so he'll be out for a few more seconds. Nice block from Ibis, and Nakoba takes the right pathway to the flag this time. PM and Ibis just putting on a clinic on how to set up blocks. 1.5 minutes left on Star. Nakoba patiently waiting for a rolling bomb.
Should be an interesting last minute.
Absolutely.
We'll have to
4-0s
see.
have nothing to lose now. They're down 3. They've got to do something.
I'm going
Swigonometrics, yes.
Swergonometrics loves to grab solo, and it's very bizarre. It's been working for him at times, but definitely absorbing a good bit of risk when they're playing with the lead on such a defensive map.
Yeah, nice bomb snipe from Ibis there. 30 seconds left. 3-cap lead for RGB. Looks like this one's in the bag. So Swerg out ahead of 4. If he can get around Flail here, that boost spawns just in time for Flail. Was about to write that one off. Nice job. I think Jagged Panther might have gotten there in time anyway. But not this time. Nakobe able to put another coup de grace on his plate. So very exciting second half, but it was all RGB who managed to turn around from a 5-3 deficit to a 9-5 win. Very impressive win for RGB. So Holdman, were you surprised at all the turnaround we saw in there in the second half from both teams?
Um, I'd say anything is possible, when it comes to TagPro. So, good players on both teams, and I especially saw an advantage on defense Private Major and Ibis in the second half. So, you know, turnarounds happen. I'm
Yeah,
very much looking forward to seeing what happens on Thinking with Portals, because that map is pretty wild.
absolutely. I'm curious to see what sort of lineup changes we see. I mean, it looks like on the Rolling Golden Boulders, so far they haven't made any subs from their second half lineup of Swerg, PM, Ibis, and Nakoba. Be curious to see if they swap anything around, whether Carp comes back in or what. For the 4-0s, currently Flail, Calcpie, and Lips here are in group. Not sure who their fourth is, if they're going to be able to get any of their other teammates a little bit of play, or if they're going to kind of go back to who they had in the end of the second half of that game.
I'm wondering what happened with Carl with a K, because he had a very good first half,
Yeah,
and
indeed.
Calcpie did have some troubles in that second half there.
Most certainly. So it does look like Carp might be coming back in. He is back in group, so he comes back in for Swerg. Um, Yeah, we'll have to ask Jagged Panther about that after the game. Looks like Jay Gibbs is back in for the 4-0s. We'll jump over to our Twitch chat real quick, see if we have any commentary. Smiles per hour saying Ibis negative kills per death, noob. Nice. Carl with the K saying minutes plus. So further calling into question whether that was voluntary.
Private Major dealing with some drama. Carp wants to get back in. Swerg sitting there.
Wow. We have a little bit of recursion on our Twitch view because I'm looking at the Twitch chat on Twitch chat.
Looking like Jay Gibbs is back.
All right.
However, Calcpie staying in.
Okay, so it'll be Flail, Calcpie, Lipsy, and Jay Gibbs for the 4-0s as they embark on Thinking with Portals. So, what are your thoughts on Thinking with Portals as a community selection, Holden? Like, how do you feel about it? What's your
Absolutely
personal experience
wonderful.
been? You love it?
Yeah, it was something that brings new life to the Tag Pro League. Brings a little excitement, especially after two very slow playing defensive maps,
Absolutely.
being Boombox and Star. And especially considering Smirk is another defensive map for the final week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely, as a commentator, I'm excited. I find that I don't have quite as much to say because the strats in this map are so unique. So it's kind of like, such and such jumps through the portal and goes to the other portal. It's like it happens so fast that I can't really explain, strategically what I think is going to happen, but until it's already happened. Like, it's more like he jumps in the portal. Oh, he capped. Look at that. He capped, ladies and gentlemen. He capped. So hopefully you
But
can help me out with the strats on this map a little bit.
I'll do what I can, but really it's a lot of controlled chaos. And that's really something that's good because, some players have advantage when it comes to controlled chaos. For instance, my teammate who you talked about earlier, Noblord, he is very good at just, taking the bombs and boosts and just figuring out how to navigate a map
Hmm.
the most ridiculous ways.
That
And
was that was most of what I talked about for the 20 minutes of gameplay in that game earlier today was how Noblor just seemed to be a master of that map in terms of how to use the bombs and boosts to either stay alive or to go backwards or to go forwards. It didn't look like he had to decide what to do. He just knew what to do at all times. So I was pretty impressed with his
the
play
way
especially.
the way he described it was that, if he has something, he knows how to set up the next thing. And if it doesn't work for him, then it doesn't work because he knows he can trust TPR and his teammate as the regrab.
Yeah, most certainly. Doesn't hurt to have TPR as your offensive partner, nor does it hurt to have Gem and Micro Ds. So
Not at all. And here we're starting up. We have a TagPro in the middle. That's very tough to get to if you don't spawn in front of the portal exit.
absolutely. So looks like we have a rolling bomb top and bottom.
3, 2,
Flail sitting on the
1.
boost, so he's going to be able to grab that bottom really easily. And he does, but gets diffused by Nakoba. Lipsy able to grab the Tag Pro for the 4-0s, so early pup advantage here to the 4-0s. Oh, a little bit of a
Lipsy and J
miscommunication
Gibbs.
there. Tag Pro lead non-existent.
Nakoba able to get a good grab. He's going to boost top. And he's out in front. J Gibbs the
J
only one
Gibbs
to
last
stop.
man here, but hitting that corner, not able to grab the portal.
Right. Starting his
Opportunity here for
experience.
Carp. He's going to walk through and, just not quite on the flag tile. The strategy was there, but the execution just not quite.
Nakoba out in front of two. And on this map, you really want to push it when you're in front of anyone.
Yeah, he's going to walk right there. Nice, good job. So an early 1-0 lead for the Rolling Golden Boulders. Pup's about to spawn. Flail
I,
in prime position to grab top.
I definitely think this is a map where Nakoba can excel on because he plays so fast and very efficiently.
Nakoba with a nice move to get around Calcpie, but not able to get out.
Flail with a great return right there.
Yeah, Carp had Superman, but lost both pieces of it real quickly. Calcpie getting tricked into taking that boost top. So, but Flail with another nice return.
Nakoba using that, using
The thingy.
the thingy very well.
It kind of sucks when things happen so quickly on a map that by the time you explain what somebody did well, they've already died. You're like,
Right.
okay, the thingy.
Lipsy, Carp bouncing around while Lipsy navigating the map as well. Power-ups coming up in the near future. Carp knows it. Has to turn around, doesn't get away
Jay
safely.
Gibbs getting 2 out of the 3 pops, so Flail working against Ibis and gets boosted into the boost, but the return just not there. Nakoba nowhere near getting tagged at that point.
Oh yeah.
Good chemistry there with Carp, who provides some nice blocks to keep Nakoba alive a little bit longer.
Flail in trouble right now, but manages to escape.
Yeah,
Looks for the kiss
Flail's
and
been really
pulls it off.
impressing me on this map.
Lipsy with a good regrab. Carp taking a lap seemingly. Does not take the kiss.
I
Interesting.
just like looking at prevent on this map. 37 seconds of prevent for Private Major, and that's pretty much it for anyone.
Nakoba with a
Nakoba able
wonderful
to,
boost.
yeah, able
Almost
to
gets
bomb
returned.
himself into base, and that was nice. That was one of the harder looking caps that we've seen on this map.
Grabs by himself. Looking to get out.
Ibis and Flail getting tag pros for their respective teams. Nakoba, pass 3. Oh, nice move against Jay Gibbs. That was an impressive move from Nakoba, able to sneak past him. Pixels. Nice cap there for Nakoba and the Rolling Golden Boulders take a 3-cap lead.
Ibis taking a risk getting that return, but Jay Gibbs didn't realize that he had left the portal. Lipsy looking to boost him off the portal here, while Jay Gibbs looking to grab.
Hold on, I'm going to let you commentate for a while I like boot chug this beer because it's sitting here and I just have to drink it, dude.
Enjoy.
Ugh.
And here we have both teams with the flag. Nakoba trying to get away. He's out in front of 3. Lipsy on regrab, however, just calmly holding the flag.
Oh god, that is so good. Galaxy Hero Plus. Good. Flail timed that boost out nice, able to time the snipe.
Calcpie pushing it on regrab. Red in a dangerous position, but manages to get the return.
Jay Gibbs opted not to grab in this spot with Ibis sitting on the portal. It was smart, good discipline there from Jay
Especially
Gibbs.
with Private Major having that juke juice. Looks like Jay Gibbs and Lipsy had a play set up right there.
Yeah, it does.
One using the boost from the portal to help the other after they grab.
Yeah, that was interesting strat. I like that.
You know, it helps separate the defender.
We'll have to watch and see if they do that again.
Lipsy avoiding regrab, trying to get the cap here. Red playing a little bit desperate, but it does not pay off.
I'm not sure I can blame them at this point.
Lipsy waiting for bottom power up. Jay Gibbs gets it. It's a TagPro. This could be big, especially with Flail and with a rolling regrab here.
Well, they're going to have to track Nakoba down first before they can do anything. And good kiss there for them, really.
Oh yeah, and that rolling bomb is expired now, and Flail's in some trouble.
Private Major jumping in at the right time there to be able to grab and kiss. So good job there from RGB playing that out, waiting for all the pops to expire.
Mm-hmm. And here Jay Gibbs trying to get in front of whoever he can, does not do it. Could be a reset if Ibis plays this right.
Good work from Nakoba, just using all those bombs to get to buy himself a little bit of time. But Calcpie got a nice return there.
Carp looking to push it. Flail with an opportunity to get it out of there.
Carp trusting his team, but the return does not come, and Calcpie and Lipsy able to corral a return.
Nakoba in some trouble. Jay Gibbs with the boost.
Ibis is going to be able to clear base out here. If Carp could have hit that boost, it was a cap. Absolutely. Good job for Calcpie to get himself back in position on that portal.
Yeah, he's doing a good job at getting returns, but they're having a tough time keeping the flag in base.
Carp out ahead of 4. This is, well, hold on.
Oh, maybe not.
I was going to say it should have been, but
things
happened, but there it is. Good patience there, and Private Major able to get a nice forced return.
Nakoba looking to get a chain going here, and he does.
So this is going to be a cap, so things are quickly getting out of hand in this match again. Currently a 5-cap lead for RGB, 5-0 over the 4-0s, who started the day with a lot of promise, but things didn't go their way on the second half on Star, and things definitely not going their way on TWP.
Flail continuing to show his boost proficiency. Lipsy getting the power up, gets diffused.
Carp looking against Jay Gibbs, but Flail with a nice snipe. Oh, nice use of that portal there. That almost worked out for the 4-0s. That was very smart play by Flail there, but it just didn't quite work.
And here we have a standstill, both flag carriers on their own side of the map.
An opportunity here. PM should be able to lock this one in. Nice job there. Good patience from Private Major, staying near that portal, waiting for the return.
You're gonna have to ask why they weren't on the regrab.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of questions for Jagged Panther, I think, after the match. And things are starting to get out of hand here. 7-0 in favor of Rollin Golden Boulders with a minute and a half left to go.
Not an insurmountable lead on this map,
Not on this
but
map, no.
but definitely not something that you want going into the second half of any game. And
Oh, and an
Calcpie looking
opportunity
to
here.
salvage.
Calcpie's going to be able to get a cap here, so 4-0's now on the board. Anything is possible.
Card
Still
dancing.
11 minutes left to play, so.
And you see Makoba and Private Major playing no grab defense without using the portal D.
Yeah.
And it was effective.
It was working, yeah. All right, Ibis is going to jump back on that portal. Oh, Ibis with a rare failed snipe there. Goes a little bit early.
I think it was fair to let him do that because Private Major had the angle with the team tiles.
Yeah.
So it would have been tough for J Gibbs to juke out right there.
Yeah, exactly. You'd rather miss in front than miss behind there, so it's
Oh, absolutely.
definitely better to do that than to wait and miss behind.
J Gibbs with an opportunity.
And he will be.
Take...
Oh, Ibis showing up in the nick of time, jumping through the portal. That was
3, 2,
very impressive there.
1.
Lipsy, though, does manage to get the last second cap.
Yeah, nice job there from Lipsy staying focused and getting another cap there to narrow the lead to 5. So 7-2 in favor of the Rollin Golden Boulders in the first half on Thinking with Portals. I don't know what Jagged Panther is going to tell his team during this halftime. I guess
Private
Just have to
Major
tell them
and
something.
Ibis with 21 returns, both of them. So 42 returns between the two of them.
we'll jump over to our Twitch chat, see what they have to say. So let's see. Copernicus popping in to say hello. It's nice to know. Who needs respect when you have decaps? Nice. Thinking with boosts isn't the name, is it? Oh, wow. Good point from Banusu. It is not thinking with boosts. You're right, it is thinking with portals. So a little bit of commentary about our Galaxy Hero beer, our beer of the match. About a third of the way through this bomber, and it's fucking delicious, man. I just have no other way of expressing.
Are you having a second?
I'm sorry?
Or are you having a second one?
No, this is it's a 22-ounce bomber of Galaxy Hero.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm about a third of the way through that bomber right now. I actually just refilled my glass, so maybe a little closer to halfway. But no, it's just delicious. It's so I can contrast this a little bit with the grapefruit sculpin that I had earlier. The grapefruit sculpin is absolutely outstanding. Like if you like beers that are a little drier, you would think with the grapefruit maybe you'd get a little bit of the sweetness, but you really don't. It's a very dry, crisp beer. Galaxy Hero, you do get a little bit more of the maltiness. I think it's a little bit less hoppy than the sculpin is comparatively. The alcohol is a little bit higher. No, it's a little bit lower on this one, 6.6 versus 7.0. I'm going to take another sip and I'll give some quick tasting notes here.
Would you say on the grapefruit, does it have a tartness to it?
I wouldn't really say tartness. It's kind of like if you've ever had Squirt, like this soda, like grapefruit soda, but then you took the sweetness away and you just had that sort of grapefruit essence. I think a lot of it comes across more in the smell than the taste, but you don't really get a tartness. You get more of like a, I don't know, like a citricness. I don't know what word I would really use for that. But now the Galaxy Hero, on the other hand, you don't really get any of that. You just taste the Galaxy hops, which not the most citrusy of hops. They're a little bit more, I don't know if metallic might be the wrong, metallic sounds bad, but like if there's a way for something to be metallic in a good way, that's kind of like you get this very clean, even taste off of it that doesn't linger.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of a crispness.
Yeah, yeah. It's Yeah, it's very crisp and clean. I'd say maybe clean would be the word I'd use, but um, it's good. I mean, if I could get a bunch of this, I would, but it's just not really the kind of beer you can sit on. You gotta pretty much drink it fresh. So it looks like we're jumping into our second half here, and still a big lead for the 4-0s to overcome, down 7-2 against the Rolling
Looks
Golden
like
Boulders.
Sandy's getting some time in on defense in place of Calc Pie.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
3, 2, 1.
So 2 out of 3 pups going to the Rolling Golden Boulders, both of them juke juices. Jay Gibbs able to grab a rolling bomb, and Lipsy not able to get around Ibis. Ibis just using those team tiles to his
But he
advantage.
does manage to draw the defense away from Jay Gibbs, who's able to get out with a rolling, which
Ibis
is
had a nice snipe there to defuse Jay Gibbs, but still an opportunity here. Nakoba well positioned to stop his momentum.
Flail trying to rush it.
Carpless.
Definitely has an opportunity if Private Major can be stopped. But he cannot.
He cannot. Some nice resets here in the first minute. Lots of fireworks, but no real opportunities.
Jacobs trying to set a block to help Lipsy out. Carp gets out, but cannot stay out.
PM with a nice snipe on Lipsy. And with another nice snipe, gets a reset.
And
Nakoba
that's
here
gonna
with an
be a
opportunity. This is a cap. Currently 8-2 in favor of
Pushes
RGB.
Private Major out.
And Carp and Ibis both with TagPros. Nakoba with a rolling bomb. When you're down 6 caps, you need pups. Doesn't look like they're going to get anywhere with those pups, though, so nothing coming of it for RGB.
Nakoba gonna set a block for Ibis. Ibis able to get out. Can Flail perform another snipe? Not quite.
Nice job from Flail there.
Sandy playing some okay defense. Flail helping out pretty well here.
Yeah. So just 8 minutes left to go in this match. Currently an 8-2 advantage for RGB over the 4-0s.
Carp trying to weave his way out. Able
Manages
to do
to get
so.
past everybody. That was a good job. Nice timing there.
Jay Gibbs kind of bouncing around a lot here. Sandy trying to push back with him. Ibis trying to sneak out.
What's the use of getting that return unless you can turn it into a reset?
A lot of interesting play to start out here. Looks like both teams avoiding trying to make major mistakes, but you'd think that you'd see the 4-0s trying to make a little bit of a push here.
7 minutes left, down 6. They're going to need to do something if they want to turn this match around.
Power up spawning. Flail able to get a rolling bomb. Turns back after being defused. Lipsy gets a TagPro. Able to get the return. Not the reset quite yet, but he's close.
Well, it wasn't really the reset that they deserved, but it was the reset that they needed right now. Carp able to split Sandy and Lipsy. Walk his way back into base. Could this be an opportunity? Jay Gibbs able to stay alive.
Looking like Sandy's just trying to stay in front here, not trying to make any mistakes. And that's not what the 4-0s are going to need right now. And he's doing a good job of staying in front and playing smart. But they need returns just like that right there.
Yeah,
so well done by Sandy.
I think he heard you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit of chaotic play with these bombs and boosts, like we were talking about earlier, with respect to Noblord and his performance earlier today. Knowing how to use the bombs and the boosts.
And how to set up one to the next,
versus just hitting the bombs and boosts. Not really the same thing. So far in this match, we've seen kind of a lot of hitting of the bombs and boosts. kind of hoping something good would happen.
Nakoba turning back, almost
Gets his own
leaving a
return.
cap on the table though.
Oh, he could have gone for it there. I think he had it.
I think he's patiently waiting. He doesn't need to cap. He knows that they have the game in the bag if they don't,
Nice job there.
push it.
Good timing there. Private Major able to get a nice return. At the same time, Carp boosts in straight at the flag tile. 9-2 in favor of the Rolling Golden Boulders.
And another opportunity for Carp, but Jay Gibbs is in front, able to grab. Ibis just missing the return, but manages to get it on the bounce back.
Yeah. Who I was actually watching in that play was Sandy. He was kind of sitting up top near that boost, and he had a choice to make whether he should go into base and try to provide an additional regrab, or whether he should sit on that boost and try to get a snipe. And he opted to stay on the boost waiting for a snipe, and it just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, it's a tough debate inside you when you have a boost kind of waiting to spawn. Flail with an opportunity if Jay Gibbs can get a return with Sandy. And here we go, can he get him off that boost?
Not in time.
Lipsy pushing it.
In terms of map knowledge, I mean, I think you can really see that Flail knows what he's doing on this map. He always seems to be well positioned to be able to do something with the map elements that are
very
available
good
to
at
him.
Smartly getting on regrab, good at taking the boosts, and good at using the bombs to get from one corner to the next. Lipsy doing laps, trying to do it all himself. And here's an opportunity for Jay Gibbs if he can get out, but cannot manage to do so.
Yummy, yummy beer. That's the sound of me drinking it. I'm gonna have to switch to bourbon for next week's podcasts.
What's your bourbon of choice?
I'll have to see what I have in the house. I'm not a big fan of Woodford Reserve, but I may have some of that to drink. It's not bad. I just think it's overrated. It's a corporate-owned, basically the corporation that owns Woodford Reserve knew nothing about bourbon, and they weren't in the bourbon industry. They were just a conglomerate, and they came in and wanted to buy a distillery, and so they bought this distillery called LeBron and Graham and rebranded it and spent $1 billion in advertising it, and now it's like in every bar, and it's like the official bourbon of the Kentucky Derby. And it's like, I went there for a tour. They're knowledgeable, but all the history is made up. I mean, it's somebody else's history that they've bought.
Right.
And with so many distilleries around, in Kentucky, I just don't really respect the idea that they bought someone else's history and kind of claimed it as their own. It's just weak sauce.
Flail again using the boost properly and playing the bombs right. But right there, Carp getting past him. But still, Flail, bomb proficiency.
Lipsy just doing everything here to stay alive, but Ibis finally tracks him down when there's no bombs left. Nakoba with an opportunity here.
Jay Gibbs with a nice corner boost. One to beat if they can get that return. They cannot.
Doesn't look likely, Nakoba with his rolling bomb. But the return does come. Nice little double tap. Just over a minute left to go. 8 cap lead for the Rolling Golden Boulders, who really have taken control of this. Now 10-2.
Nakoba in front of 4, but doesn't have the angle. So Jay Gibbs capitalizes.
Nice job there for the 4-0s. Really at this point in the match, just playing for pride, trying to get some momentum for next week, as they will have to play this map again.
Yeah, definitely saw a decent showing out of Lipsy but sometimes you got to know when to kiss and when not to.
Absolutely. So Carp with an opportunity here if he can get past Sandy, and Sandy able to stay just in front of that portal entrance. 23 seconds left to go, and the debate: do I try to cap here, or do I just try to get a cap flag?
Oh, you go for the cap all the time. Cap flags don't show up on score sheets unless you have some advanced stats going on.
Oh yeah. So Carp gonna walk a TagPro in the base.
3,
Last
2,
few seconds here.
1.
Carp with an opportunity. Nukoba with the kept flag. Outstanding. Good job there for Nukoba, able to get the kept flag. So that will be the end of the match. Final score 10-3 in favor of the Rolling Golden Boulders, who earn a sweep against the 4-0s, the ApocEllipse. So we'll give each team a chance to kind of say their GGs, and I'll just remind the captains to come up to Ranger Radio for interviews in a second. All right, so I'm gonna try to finish off at least what I have in my glass of this galaxy here. What are your favorite beers? Hold on, you said you like IPAs but a little less hoppy. Like which few come to mind as being your favorites?
Off the top of my head, I'm a big fan of Shinerbach. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, actually I've had that before.
Beer out of Texas, really good. It really depends on the mood. I had some, I forget what kind of berry. There's some kind of seasonal beer that you're supposed to put blueberries in, and it
Okay.
was it was not the norm for me, but sometimes I like a sweeter beer, and it did me really well.
All right. If you're ever, I mean, you may not be. Wait, where do you live?
I'm from Pittsburgh, actually.
Oh, okay. So probably not something you're going to be able to get very easily. But in Wisconsin, there's a brewery called New Glarus that is pretty well known regionally for having just an awesome selection of beers. And one of their beers that they make, which isn't always available, it's not really seasonal. It's just sometimes they run out of the ingredients they need, so they don't always have it in production. But it's called Belgian Red, and the Belgian Red is it uses primarily cherries. It uses like a ton of cherries in every bottle, and yet they use the same yeast and the same spices that you would find in like a Belgian, like a Belgian double or
Right.
Belgian triple. So like on the surface, as I'm describing that to you, it's kind of like you're not sure what that would really taste like. It is amazingly good. It's the ABV isn't very high. It's like maybe 4%, but the flavor on this beer, it's just amazing. You get the best of both worlds. Like it almost tastes like if you were to have cherries with like a little bit of nutmeg or something like that. Like that's what this beer tastes like.
Very interesting.
It's so good. If you can ever get a hold of it or trade for it or something, you should do it.
Very cool. I'm a big fan of Alchemist Brewery in Vermont. If you've
Oh
ever
yeah,
had any of their
absolutely,
stuff.
man. Yeah, I had a chance to grab some Heady Topper recently. So looks like we have Private Major here in channel. Private Major, first off, want to congratulate you guys on a nice sweep today. I'm sure those are two wins that you were really hoping to get. What are your thoughts on how your team played today and what you guys did well?
We felt really good. It was kind of a stressful week for us because we lost our captain, and we've had a lot of struggles kind of internally on what kind of lineup do we want to play in majors because our minors team is, you know, we feel like the minors team is good enough to win the championship in minors, so we don't want to, you know, it was just kind of a stressful week. So we're really happy to come out of it and with two wins. Even though we had to do some subbing, and I know they did too, but it just worked out really well. We're really happy.
Absolutely. So, we noticed that Carp got some play today, Swergonomics got some play today, and you were talking a little bit about your strats in terms of like who you want to give minutes to and whatnot. So, to the extent that you can tell me, like, what is the thought as far as who we might expect to see next week, or who the lineup might look like in the playoffs for you guys?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us right now is how are we going to approach minors right now for this week. That we really didn't want Carp to have to sub out, and that because Carp subbed out just in a weird sequence of events, that means Tizza can't play at all tomorrow in minors. So we were kind of disappointed, but he was lagging out, so there's not much we can do. So our minors lineup, we're pretty hamstrung on who our minors can be because we lost sweep, and so I think we only have like 4 or 5 eligible guys, and so those are the guys that's going to play. And then going into the final part of the season, our starting lineup's going to be the one you saw today with Ibis and I on defense, and then Nakova with Carp on offense.
All right,
Do you think you're
outstanding.
going to utilize a an LTP call up at any point?
No, our team's been pretty satisfied with like the level of talent we've had, and we've had a lot of chemistry all season. We've had a lot of fun playing with each other, and so we would go to our bottom of our team before I think we'd go to call ups just because we're really confident in all our players.
So one last quick question for you before we let you go, PM. So I know this isn't really specific to Rolling Golden Boulders, but this is one of the first times I think I've had an opportunity to interview you personally this season, since Copernicus has normally done the interviews. As one of the big wigs in MLTP, obviously this has been a very difficult season in terms of drama. We had Botgate, we had a lot of high-profile quits. What are your thoughts on MLTP right now in terms of the health of the community and sort of what the lessons are that we can learn from this as we go forward in the future?
I think things are really good right now. I mean, we had a tumultuous, I feel like probably like a 2 week time frame, and ever since then it seems that things have been going pretty well. I thought the announcements that we've made have gone over pretty well, and internally from the captains, it seems like confidence is pretty high in everybody, and we're really happy with a lot of the teams kind of rallying together in the absence of different players, and I think the biggest thing that we're doing differently, I think that's really helping things is kind of you don't see it in front of the and nobody sees it unless the captains do, but we're just communicating everything with the captains before we announce things, so they're kind of in the loop and they can ask questions and voice concerns before we kind of announce stuff, and we can modify things a little bit before it kind of becomes official, and it just kind of makes everybody get on the same page before we go forward with stuff, and it just kind of makes everybody kind of unified when we go forward with announcements, which I think will be really helpful.
All right. Well, thank you very much to Private Major. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us. Congrats on your sweep today, and want to wish you guys the best of luck on the rest of your season.
Of course, and I want to thank you a lot for doing the commentating for a good majority of our games and other games. You've done a really good job. I've watched a lot of them back, and your commentating's been really well.
No problem. Thanks. Appreciate the compliment. So,
Of course.
we will go ahead and I guess just hold on, just follow me. It looks like Jagged Panther might have disconnected, but maybe we'll jump down to the destruction of Babylon Room and we can talk to Jay Gibbs and Lipsy, perhaps.
I'm with you.
All right. Hey guys, this is Ranger on Ranger Radio. Was hoping to have a few words with Jagged Panther, but understandably, you guys had a tough loss today. Wanted to see if Jay Gibbs or Lipsy, if you guys had a few minutes to talk to us.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So, obviously, just a recap of the match. Definitely a tough couple of losses today. Things were looking really good for you guys on Star in the first half. Do you have any thoughts on, what changed in the second half where the lead kind of started to slip away and then you guys sort of struggled towards the second half of that?
Are you talking about the second match?
No, on Star, where you guys
Yeah,
started out with a lead and things kind of slipped away a little bit.
So near the end of the second half of the first match, I was having real major lag issues, which I think allowed them to get 2 caps just from sort of the switching of players and communicating that I was lagging out. So that sort of played a big change in momentum. They were able to get power-ups a lot cleaner than we were, and we were just making poor grabs and decisions on offense, allowing them to sort of get easier caps than they should have. To their credit, they played very well. They took advantage of where they needed to take advantage, and they were able to make some very nice boosts and slide past us when we should have had them. So they sort of took advantage of what they could, but we just needed to play tighter than we did.
How do you feel about the substitution taking out Carl with a K after having a pretty good first half on Star?
Yeah, so that was sort of a decision to try and preserve the minors minutes. We'd done very well in the first half, and we didn't think it would be that much of a switch over, at least in terms of momentum. So we didn't really think too much of it at the time, but hopefully Carl can show up tomorrow for minors and just sort of wreck everything and make it all worth it.
Okay. So another thing, kind of wanted to check in with you guys on. So during that second game on Thinking with Portals, we started to see things really pull away for RGB, and kind of just wanted to get your thoughts as far as how you guys feel about Thinking with Portals as a map, what your practices were like. Going into this game, did you feel confident, or did you kind of know this is a map that you might struggle on?
So, the thing with Portals is a very momentum based map, meaning once you have that train going, it's extremely hard to reset on. And that's just because it's a very fast paced map. So, like, once they sort of started to get away, especially during the end of that first half, I think in that last 2 or 3 minutes, they got 4 caps or something insane. It's sort of to be expected that it sort of builds upon itself like that. Going to practice, we practiced a lot of similar shots that I think we saw them using, which was you have people where to stand on regrab, having one person on the outside portal, taking the steps away. They were just better at creating opportunities for themselves, mainly due to removing the outside threat of that portal. So where Flail was sitting, sort of taking him out of play, as well as getting power-ups. They were very quick to grab all the power-ups. Like as soon as they were spawned, they would sort of grab them up.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
were. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, we were feeling pretty confident going into it. I mean, we had done fairly well in all of our scrims on that map, but they just sort of got the better of us.
There was one play in particular that I know Holdma had pointed out, and we both kind of debated. Um, there was a play where you and Lipsy sort of worked together to get this interesting grab out of base, and I don't know, Holdma, can you kind of describe that a little bit more as far as what we saw?
I believe it was Lipsy who got the grab, and you were waiting on the boost to go through the portal at an angle. And the boost from you going through the portal separated Lipsy from the defender, if that makes sense for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I guess that we were just wondering if that was a design play or if it just kind of worked out that way.
So me and Lipsy, and correct me if I'm wrong, so we had practiced a few very similar plays. Not that exact one, but this entire idea of going through using the portals to sort of disrupt them, preventing them from having sort of as clean of a shot as a thing would normally have. We sort of practice that sort of style of play, but not that exact play.
Okay. So going forward, obviously you guys have another game in the season. You had mentioned the minors team. I think the record, the minors team might be the minors team is in contention for a playoff spot. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
I think they're
going into
actually.
your. Sorry, go ahead.
I think they're actually poised to make the playoffs if this season ended right now.
Okay. So, going into this last week, what kind of strategy do you guys intend to employ in terms of who plays? Obviously I know your captain's not here in the room, so, I'm kind of just asking for your opinion, but, as far as who plays and as far as, what the success of the majors game is going to be versus the minors game, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
So I think we're definitely be putting a lot more focus on the minors game than we normally do. Sort of as far as like getting set lineups with there as the focus. We recently lost Ball Parts, which was our main defender on majors, so sort of more carefully choosing which players we bring up to sort of make ourselves still be eligible for minors.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. I know Jagged Panther logged off, but thanks a lot for taking the time to talk with us, Jacobs. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
no,
again, sorry for the tough loss today.
yeah, me too.
All right. So we'll go ahead and sign off. Hold my any final words on the match today?
No, it was interesting to watch.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to co-commentate with me. Really do appreciate it. It's nice to have somebody with good insights into the game to bounce back some of my stupid comments. So I do appreciate it.
No problem, and enjoy that beer.
Yeah, will do. I'm going to drink the rest of this offline. So thanks a lot to all of our viewers on Ranger Radio. Signing off. Have a great Sunday night.